Yo, what's up, guys? This is Cameron here with another market video. This is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a market outlook for the week of February the 16th, 2026. Just going to briefly go over some of the things that I'm seeing on the economic calendar, how I'm going to plan out trading for the week, and just my general thoughts on strategy each day. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we can look at today was a bank holiday, which means we had trading for about half the day up until about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So as you can see right here, that's whenever trading cuts off. We are on the 5 minute time frame here. And not a lot really going on. It's a lot of consolidation. It seems like there was a somewhat of a pretty decent inverse fair value gap set up right here. So if you would have taken the entry off of this right here, put your candle at the low. I mean, you don't even get, you barely get 2R. I would have probably not taken it because you can't get 2R from going into this position, marketing in, unless you yeah, decide to pull your stop up a little. I guess if you put it behind the candle body, that's actually 2.3R. So let's see. Yeah, 2.3 if you put it at the low of the candle body, which I do sometimes. And that would have been 121. So I actually probably would have wanted to go for that. Now I'm thinking about it. And this actually delivered out of it was a 1 hour order block. But the delivery was pretty wonky and there wasn't really any market manipulation here. So, I mean, but it is the window that we want to be trading in. So, I mean, kudos to you if you caught this trade. I just don't really want to trade on bank holidays. It's just less volume. Institutions aren't trading, and the core of my ICT trading strategy really requires institutional involvement. So I'm not going to trade on days like this, but if you want to get out there and trade, you know, more power to you. I hope it's working out for you. It's not a line of my strategy, so I'm not going to do it. So let's go ahead and get into the economic calendar. Again, today, Monday, we have a bank holiday. Didn't trade Tuesday. Nothing really relevant to us. I'm going to trade on Tuesday, but I'm going to be a little defensive. Probably going to be trying to take partials. Probably only going to try to enter in trades where I can trade two contracts so I can take those partials. I'm going to be very defensive on Tuesday, not really expecting too much. Typically, after bank holidays or holidays where the stock market is closed entirely, it's a little slow and there's weird manipulation that doesn't really line up sometimes, or it's kind of hard to predict. So, going to be defensive on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we're going to turn it on because we have this liquidity entering the market, pre-market, of housing starts, durable good orders, and building permits. But in the afternoon at 12 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have FOMC minutes. And definitely going to make sure that I'm out of all my positions. The last trade window I'll probably take is the ICT silver bullet window. Probably won't enter any positions after 11 a.m. If at 11 a.m. I'm not in a trade, I'm probably just gonna, yeah, sit it out. I mean, I might still take a trade, but definitely want to have all my positions closed out and no longer involved. Probably at around 11:50, 11:55, just so we don't get a member of the Fed saying something that's going to cause a market spike or manipulation against us. So Thursday, regular trading day of Japan inflation. That's not relevant to us. Really only want to look for American news. That's the only stuff that really impacts us. Um, we have core PCI price index, GDP growth, personal income month over month, and personal spending month over month on Friday morning at 8:30. So that'll be a good trading day, the AM session. Probably only going to do the AM session. Let me enlarge that again. So you can't see this right now, but I'm just looking at it on my screen. And this is one thing I wanted to kind of bring up in this video. Hopefully, it can add some value to the one or two people maybe watching this. Make sure you're having multiple sources for economic news. Specifically, I use MarketWatch.com is has a really great economic calendar, and it actually has three different events on here that TradingView isn't showing you because we have news releases that are coming out at 10 a.m. actually, and it's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So these are going to be new home sales. This is a delayed report from the government shutdown. And this is going to be consumer sentiment as well. This is going to be preliminary data that's dropping at 10 a.m. These are high impact red folder news events that aren't being displayed on TradingView, unfortunately. As you can see, our American news is only happening at, this is 6:30 my time, I'm in Mountain Time. So this is 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. But there's two major red folder events that aren't being displayed here. So this isn't really very reliable. I always try to check two different sources, specifically MarketWatch and TradingView, just to make sure that one of these platforms isn't leaving out something. But with those dropping at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, probably not going to trade till after 10 a.m. Normally, I like to wait till about 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to start placing trades. But with this new data coming out, I'll probably wait till 10 a.m. just to make sure that, kind of volatility settles down a little and making sure that everything's good there. But really, that's about it. Yeah, so again, the days that I'm going to be trading aggressively are going to be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday morning. Probably won't trade the Friday PM session either. Not really a fan of trading Friday after lunch. So I'll probably only take that ICT silver bullet window from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Probably try to snipe a fair value gap in that time that's lining up with the time frame. Hopefully we can end the short week with a green trade there. But really, that's about it. Yeah, hopefully, you sat the markets out today. I think whenever we have these bank holidays, these federal holidays, today's President's Day, George Washington's birthday, you don't really need to trade on these days. We are entrepreneurs. We are high accomplishing individuals, traders. You might be doing this on the side. Maybe you're not an entrepreneur. You do this on the side and you have a W 2 job or your 1099 job, whatever the case may be. I mean, whenever the market gives you these days to rest, it's important to kind of take time for yourself, take time for your family, take time for your spiritual growth, your mental growth, your physical growth. You can't be on the charts trading all the time. I saw this one guy, he's like hanging out with his grandmother. Um, and I'm not going to say any names, but this guy posted a story. He's on TradingView hanging out with his grandmother. His grandmother cooked him breakfast. He's at the table with his laptop next to him on the charts. He's filming his charts with his phone. And his grandma's just alone on the couch watching TV by herself. I'm like, dude, pick up your plate, close your laptop, go hang out with your grandma, bro. Like, it's crazy. I don't have any grandmas left. I would definitely hang out with my grandmother if I was given the chance to again. I miss her very much. And I know it's easy for me to say that, and it's hard for people to conceptualize, that loved ones aren't always going to be here. Maybe if you haven't suffered a loss like that, eventually you will, and eventually you'll understand that, this time that we have on the earth is very precious, and whenever you get the opportunity, specifically on holidays, you should take that time to spend with them. Be it President's Day, Valentine's Day, your birthday, whatever it may be. Make sure you're taking time to celebrate the wins along the way. Definitely your grandma cooking you breakfast is a win. So, but yeah, whatever. It's his life. I'm not going to tell him what to do with it. Just not something I would do. Um, but yeah, that about wraps up the video. Hope that you guys had a restful and loving holiday Valentine's Day weekend. We'll catch you in tomorrow's trade recap, market recap, whatever the video is. Have a great day.